something that nobody will tell you about quitting porn is that it's actually uncomfortable. Think about it. You are so used to distracting yourself from stress, from anxiety, from loneliness, just wanting to be loved and cared about, hopelessness, and you use porn to distract yourself from all these negative feelings. But you know what else you're distracting yourself from? God. So I'm making this video as an invitation and a guide on how to take off the armor of running away from your problems and putting on the armor of God, as it said in Ephesians chapter 6. Question: are you better than Jesus? I know for me that I'm certainly not. And when I read this verse from Mark chapter 1, very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Even Jesus, even the Son of God, had to go out of his way, cut off all the noise, all the distractions, to be able to communicate and talk with God. By the way, my name is Marius. I'm a med student and a suicide hotline volunteer. I was addicted to porn for 10 years. I quit, and now I've helped over 120 people on their journey in a free community that I host called Addicted to Virtuous. Now, I said that quitting porn is going to be uncomfortable. However, there are certain things that you can do to persevere through the challenge. Actually, my favorite quote from the Bible is right there. It's James chapter 1, verses 2 to 3. In the verse, it talked about how challenges, problems, and obstacles are there to strengthen your faith, to give you that perseverance. And what I take from this quote in this context is that I should feel joy when I'm faced with trials. I should seek pain, embrace suffer. If I could sum up the idea of this video, is to stop running from pain, stop running from suffering, and face it head on, taking off the armor, exposing your chest, letting the arrows hit you, bam, 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 over and over again, until you're so numb to them, you can laugh at your enemies. Now, you think I would make these videos right now if I didn't go through pain? You think it's enjoyable for me to sit here all alone by myself while others are going to parties, to bars, hooking up with strangers and stuff? I don't know if you can see, but I have dark circles under my eyes. I'm doing this because I think I find this purposeful, even though it's a little bit painful as well. Yesterday, I scheduled 3 calls with my clients, but only one showed up. I was just sitting behind this desk like a dumbass, waiting for someone to show up. And I'm just a broke med student trying to help people. Hopefully this thing can work for me. And one of the things that helped me hang in there is that quote, that idea of persevering, strengthening my faith. Blessed are those who have not seen but yet believe. So I had to believe that I could quit porn before I quit it. Yesterday I had this one call, as I said, and we talked about how this guy quit smoking. And the idea was that he just became a person who doesn't smoke. When he would get offered some cigarettes, he said, I'm trying to quit. No. He said that I don't smoke. Now, a lot of people try to kind of brainwash themselves and find all those benefits why they should quit porn. But the truth of the matter is, at least for me, is that nothing that you can think of will exceed the pleasure in the moment of watching porn, fapping, masturbate. Nothing can compare to this in that moment. So even though I'm like on 140 days like sober and I have more energy, I have more willpower, I have more positivity, more hope, nothing that I can say to you right now, none of these benefits will help you in the moment. And the only thing that I found helpful in the moment is to accept suffering. A lot of us want to go through life not being touched, not getting dirty, not scratching your skin. But the truth is that once I start looking for pain, like accepting that pain, inviting more pain to come, that's when I was able to face my demons. That's when I turned my soul to the loneliness that I experienced. And I understood that I was never alone. I was in the company of God all this time, and he was waiting for me to realize. And I was not experiencing loneliness, I was just experiencing solitude. And it's better to be like alone than with people who drag you down, who you just conform for the sake of not feeling alone. So alright, I gave this one quote from Mark chapter 1 where Jesus went to a solitary place to pray. And I'd like to give you some specific advice on how I specifically go about facing like those demons. By the way, the thing that I found behind those demons is actually peace. You can find peace if you follow Jesus' footsteps. So what I'm trying to implement, at least most of the time when I have time in the mornings, I go outside. I go for a walk. I take deep breaths. This is crucial. A lot of us have this resentment or something. A lot of you have this stress. But I promise, if you just tried one time to go outside in the morning, to breathe fresh air, if possible, catch the dawn and be grateful for all the things that you see and experience around you, you'll get addicted to that feeling. Now, another thing that I've done, which came back a little bit later, and now I'm coming back to, is actually plucking out the right eye that causes me to sin. So we know this passage in the Bible, which basically means that you should cut out every distraction, essentially everything that tempts you. So for me, it was like scrolling, doom scrolling, just procrastinating. And I had to just delete a lot of these apps, music as well. It just got me addicted to listening music all the time. It went to a point where even if I didn't have my headphones in, I would still hear music in my mind just to entertain me a little bit. Do you think a person like that can conquer porn addiction? Which is even harder to resist when listening to music. And by the way, the same tactic that I use in the morning to kind of get that peace of God, I recommend to people who want to deal with urges effectively. You don't necessarily have to go outside, but even though it's highly advisable, but you should leave a place that tempts you. Like if you're laying in bed, doom scrolling, for example, at night, of course you're going to relapse. Like you're just in the most comfortable private place and you're so accustomed to it. Leaving the place and also directing your mind and soul towards God by praying or meditating or journaling, whatever you do, is super effective. And here you also have to suffer because you'll need to sacrifice that urge. You have to say, no, I'm not entertaining this urge. I'm leaving, because resisting the urge is entertaining the urge, and entertaining the urge leads to a relapse. Alright, and that's everything that I wanted to share in this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you'd like to hop on a call with me for free, talk about your specific plan for quitting porn, you can DM me through the free community that I host in the description box down below.